Shalom. I'm going to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great Nusra who rule well. And as always, peace and salutations to the hopefully elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And there's another point to make in regards to, that, hell burning forever doctrine, that a loony, a madman claim, you know, that we're teaching a Christian doctrine, or brothers are teaching Christian doctrines, but yet he himself is teaching one of the major Christian doctrines, which really stems back to the Catholic Church. So really, dude didn't realize what he was saying, because if you're gonna teach that Jake is gonna burn in hell forever, for eternity, then you might as well side with the Christians, man. You're the one teaching the Christian doctrines, man. So anyway, this precept right here, we always go into that to prove that, once a person dies, your body goes back into the dust and your spirit returns back to the Heavenly Father, which is in the spiritual realm. And that's something that the Lord, sanctioned since the beginning, since he made man. When the Lord does a thing, you can't put nothing to it, neither can you, add to it. Whatever the Lord does is forever. Matter of fact, let's jump up to verse 14. It says, I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it, and the Most High doeth it, that men should fear before him. So the Lord already has an established order and a cycle that he had for mankind when we were, put together, when the Lord formed us. And that order is not to be diminished. All right. So even when we die, that's going to be the cycle. When we die, our spirit are gonna return back to him, which, our spirit goes back to its original source. We all come from the Heavenly Father. Like when we read in Corinthians where it says, glorify the Most High in your body and your spirit, which is the Lord's, the Most High's, your spirit goes back to him. Hence he's known as the Father of spirits. So you're not gonna be left here when the destruction happens, only for you to burn forever. That's it. When you, I'm gonna establish that in this lesson. It's impossible for that to even happen. The Lord's gonna leave your spirit in your body in fire for all of eternity. That's not gonna work. It doesn't work, and it goes against what the Lord already established. All right, the cycle that He established. That once we die, your body's gonna go back into the dust. All right, because we were made from the dust. We were also made in the waters. Hence, we're known as clay. But during the second death, it's all going to be dissolved, and you're going to be turned right back to the dust, just like He said from the beginning. All going to one place. Ecclesiastes 3:20. All going to one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who know of the spirit of man that goeth upward, to the heavens, the third dimension, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. All right. And guess what? Even when the Lord destroys America and turns this place into a lake of fire and burn these people up, that's still going to happen. They're still going to be turned right into dust, and their spirit is going to return and go right back up to the spiritual realm after they feel that fire. All right. So this right here destroys that whole doctrine of, burning forever. So let's go into that real quick. And I want to go to Second Esdras in the 16th chapter. This is our second Ezra 16, and I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, "The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?" And we know that the Lord, He's going to come with the wrath of His indignation, and it tells you that in Isaiah the 13th chapter that He's going to destroy America with the wrath of His the weapons of His indignation. He's going to come with that wrath. All right, it's going to be the chariots that's going to be shooting lasers, fire, concentrated fire out of those ships, and He's going to dissolve, NATO, their troops, the armies of these different nations. And also America is going to get annihilated, and also those missiles are going to be brought forth as well. The Lord's going to cause these nations to shoot their nuclear arsenal over here to America, and it's going to result in America being totally decimated. All right. It says, "He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear?" And that's those lasers. "He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?" And that's literally what's going to happen. All right. When you go to Revelation, the 14th chapter, it tells you that these people, when they get destroyed, they're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the Lamb and the holy angels. All right, Revelation 14 and verse 10. I think I should start at 9. Yeah, I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand," that's that the chip, right? "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So these people are going to be beaten to powder in the presence of the Lord. You're going to be turned straight into a damn powdery residue. That's how the Lord's going to turn you, because you worship this beast, his image. You bow down to this man's system. You believed in it. You defended it, and you took that chip, which meant that you accepted this man as your Lord. You took that digital oil into your body and made him your Lord, your God. All right. So this is going to be your judgment. This is going to be the end result, that you're going to perish, man, right in the presence of the Lord and his holy angels. Did not the Lord say, "He that deny me before men, I will deny before the Father and the angels"? So yeah, you're gonna be denied in the presence of the Lamb too. He's gonna leave you here, and you're gonna melt. You're gonna bathe in that nuclear fire. And it says, "And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever." It didn't say that the smoke from you burning, all right, the fact that the Lord's gonna leave you, your spirit trapped in that body, and your body just gonna be just in flames, forever and ever, and that's the smoke that's gonna be going up, and it's never gonna ever be put out. That's not what this is talking about. Because if that was the case, then those people over there, them Hamites and them people that were in ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, they should be still over there burning up right now. The smoke should still be going up. But that's obviously that ain't the case. And we know in the book of Jude, it refers to, the punishment of that place having an eternal judgment. It said that they're still suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. But you go over to that place today, ain't no fire, ain't no smoke going up. You know, it's just ash and sulfur there. So the Lord left everlasting receipts of their punishment. That to this very day is still a memorial. Well, that's how the Lord's going to do to Babylon the Great, America. All right. So it says, in the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, because you're going to have everlasting shame and content following after this judgment. You know, that's gonna haunt you and follow you for a long period of time. That you sided with the damn beast. You know, the damn dragon, the devil, Satan. It says, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever received the mark of his name. All right. So going back to the scripture, 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 11, the Lord shall threaten who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. So obviously, if you get reduced to a powdery residue, how the hell are you gonna exist? You know, forever and ever, if you're gonna be brought down to the lowest particle. You see, so that contradicts that doctrine that you're gonna be in a fiery torment, a torment forever. You're not gonna be tormented in the flesh when you're now reduced to powder. Your body is back to the dust. Thus, your spirit is going to already be returned back to the Father who gave it. All right, let's get that in Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. This is what happens post judgment, because judgment is done under the sun, right here on the earth. It says, Ecclesiastes 12 and 7, it says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return to the Most High who gave it. Even the Edomites that get destroyed here, their spirit is going to return back to the Father too. And they got to come back down and play out their judgment. They got to pay for what their forefathers done. All right, they're going to be born to a curse, just like on this side we were born to a curse. And the Lord said in Jeremiah 49, you know, those who was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. So shall you, utterly go unpunished, but you're going to drink the cup. So if Esau was just going to be dissolved over here, then he wouldn't be able to fulfill that prophecy. You know, Jeremiah 49 and 12, for thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall not, it's like art thou he that shall go unto altogether unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. And basically, they're gonna drink the dregs. They're gonna go through what they put us through and double. Okay, we're gonna get vengeance upon them. That's gonna be their torment. That's gonna be their hell. Going into the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. You know, he received nothing but good things when he was in power, when he was in rulership, and we received nothing but bad, evil. You know, and then when the transition happens and the kingdom of heaven is established, he's gonna lift up his eyes in torments. He's gonna be drinking down the dregs of that cup that we had to drink. You see. So anyway, um, let's go now. Let's go to Malachi 4. Because this is also dealing with the day of the Lord, right? Malachi 4 and 1, it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. All right, and 2/3 of our people, they're proud right along with their oppressor Esau. So they're going to be stubble in that day. It says, in the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch. And unto you, but unto you that fear my name shall the sun, meaning the light of righteousness, arise with healing in his wings, and you shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And so the Lord's gonna, he's gonna deliver us, and he's gonna restore us to health, because he's gonna put his law, statutes, and commandments into us, and we're gonna be changed. It says, and you shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. So in that day, the Lord's gonna, tread down the wicked. I mean, he's gonna tread down that wine press. You read about in Revelation, the 19th chapter, Revelation the 14th chapter, and also Isaiah the 63rd chapter, where it talks about he's gonna come from Basra. Who's this that coming from Basra from with dyed garments from Edom? You know, or who is it that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? He's gonna tread down, that wine press, and they're gonna become what, like uh powder, ashes. Let's look up that word ashes. So if you're gonna be reduced to ash, how are you gonna burn forever and ever? You're not in that body no more. Your body disintegrated into ash. You know, the Lord's gonna keep your spirit in ash. These are just points that I'm making here. All right, ash. Real quick, let me real quick, let's go to 'cause there was another precept that matter of fact, let's go back to Ecclesiastes 3, verse 20. And let's look up that word dust. Ecclesiastes 3 and 20 says, all go into one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again, right? And when you look up dust, the word is ipar, and it says in the definition, dry earth, dust, powder, ashes, earth, ground, mortar, rubbish. You see, going back to 2nd Ezra 16, these people that die here in America and also in the Middle East in the War of Armageddon, they're gonna be beaten to powder. They're gonna be turned to ash, dust at his presence. All right, and the smoke is gonna go up for a while because of the amount of fire he's gonna send down upon these people, and that's gonna be the fiery indignation. That's gonna be the final judgment. See, when you go back to the first death and the Lord flooded the earth, are those people still to this very day drowning? We're on the earth right now. You see, we're not still underwater. We're still, all whole empires and civilizations has since surfaced, since the water actually, was brought back down to surface level. Obviously, the Lord didn't keep us, in that judgment, because that wasn't forever. This judgment, the Lord is gonna keep the same people in store to the day of that fiery indignation. Well, guess what? That's not going to be forever either. Even though it tells you that the fire go up forever and ever. The brother, Manat Zagba, the elder, he broke it down. It doesn't mean literally forever, forever and ever and ever and ever. It's going to be for a long period of time. But you're going to be long gone because you're going to feel that fire, and then you're going to go back to the spiritual realm. Your body's going to be resulted back to ashes, powder. So I don't see how people are going to be tormented in flames and burning forever when they're reduced to a residue. All right. So this is just another point, to make, which contradicts, the Catholic, Christian doctrine of, eternal fire in hell. All right. Now I'm gonna finish reading this in 2nd Ezra 16 and 12. It says the earth quaketh, and that's what's also gonna happen. The earth is gonna reel to and fro like a drunkard. All right. Hey, when Edom's world gets destroyed, it's also gonna be shaken. Go back to Jeremiah 49. And let's jump down to 20. And it says, Jeremiah 49, I'm going to start at 17. It says, also Edom shall be a desolation, every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and it shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. All right, and he's talking about the land of Edom, but we know that Edom is not currently in the land of Edom. They're not concentrated in the land of Edom. This devil actually controls Babylon the Great. All right. He also rules in the bottomless pit, which is in Europe. But we know this is talking about America because this is the same fate that Babylon is prophesied to share. All right. So really, this is interchangeable with Babylon, Edom, Babylon, Nineveh. Okay. It says, behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong, but I will suddenly make him run away from her, and who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her, for who is like me, and who will appoint me the time, and who is that shepherd that will stand before me. And I'm gonna get to the point. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom and his purposes, that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And that's talking about those Amalekites, those small hats. All right, they're gonna cause this final war. That's this final war that's gonna result in not only the land of Israel getting destroyed, but also Babylon, America. These nations that are against America, they're gonna shoot their arrows. They're gonna fire upon this place. The Lord's gonna put the spirit on them to do it. Even America's own allies, uh, 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 NATO, the EU, as it says that the beast shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. It says, surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall, and the cry of the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. All right. So it's going to cause that great earthquake. Right. It says, and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep. There's going to be massive tsunamis happening, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. And that's talking about uh, those nuclear arrows, all right, the ICBMs, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. All right. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till, key point. So the fire is not going to be, the Lord said, the fire shall not be put out. It should not be quenched. But right here, it tells you that there is going to be a point where it is going to, uh, 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 finally be put out or come to a stop. It says, till it consumed the foundation of the earth. All right. So the Lord's going to allow it to burn until it burns all the way down to the base of the earth. That means nothing is going to be left here on the shores of America, man. It tells you that in Second Peter that the elements is going to melt with fervent heat. All right. And we're made up of the elements. So that means that on that day, these people that's not going to be saved, the Lord's going to break them down to the lowest molecule. All right. That's how much heat. That's how high the heat is going to be on that day. All right. This is 2 Peter 3:10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. All right. So you're gonna melt away. You're gonna be decomposed. Okay. And you got dumbass Christians when they quote when the Lord says where the worm never die and the fire is never quenched. So you think that actual earthworms worms that prey upon dead bodies. You believe that they're gonna somehow, some way, have some type of camouflage power to withstand literal flames of fire, and they're gonna be feeding on people, and their bodies are not gonna decompose or melt and turn into ash in the midst of million degree Fahrenheit heat. You out your mind, man. Obviously, the Lord was speaking parabolic talk. That basically, when the Lord judges you, you're going to be dissolved. You're going to be decomposed, like a body. When a dead body is laying in the ground, maggots actually feed upon that body and breaks it down, and that's how it goes back into the form of dust. All right. So this defeats, that idea that you're going to burn forever and ever. When all the judgment is describing is that you're gonna burn, you're gonna feel that fire, then you're gonna melt and dissolve into dust, just like you were made from. You were made from the dust of the earth. So of the dust you came, and guess what? To the dust you're gonna return. But the Lord's He's gonna turn you into dust right in your flesh. All right, that's the second death. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the power, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat? Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And we look forward to that. Could you imagine, we in the kingdom, we enjoying ourselves as peace on earth, but yet the fire is still over in America, just ablaze. You know, and don't get us wrong, it's gonna burn for a period of time. It will go up for a while, but it ain't gonna be forever, for eternity, man. All right, that's not gonna happen. Just like the flood isn't forever. Sodom and Gomorrah getting rain upon them, fire and brimstone. They're not over there still suffering that. Those souls been returned to the Father, and those souls, I'm pretty sure, they're back today. Whatever Hamitic tribes that they're among today, that's where they at. All right, because reincarnation is scriptural. The outcome of the punishment that the Lord brought upon that place was left as an everlasting memorial. All right, same way America is gonna be that same example to the rest of the world. The smoke ain't gonna be up forever, but it's gonna be left desolate, just like Sodom and Gomorrah did. That's that's what that's talking about. All right. So anyway, I thought I'd do a lesson, on that perspective, and I hope this was edifying. And I'm gonna close out with that. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shai. And to the next lesson, I say Shalom.